Welcome. I'm Martin, and my wife Nell's not with me today, but we are MLB Speaks. Before we get started, there's something that I want to kind of go over real quick. And that is, if you have not subscribed or liked any of our social media handles, please like, subscribe, and share. But yet, specifically on YouTube, we want you to subscribe, but don't forget to hit the bell so that you can receive notifications when new episodes are available. So now, let's get into today's episode. On episode 8A today, we're going to talk about something, well, I think what I'd like to speak about, and to us as men, but also to the women as well. It's not specifically for men, but a long time ago, something happened. And must make a confession. And my wife's not here, so she's going to see this confession. And that is, Nell is not my first wife. That's right. Nell is not my first wife. You see, many years ago, before I got married, guess what? That's right. I got married to someone other than my wife, Nell. You see, Nell is actually my second wife. See, back in the 5th grade, that's right, I got married to a classmate named Betsy. You see, people are probably saying, man, that don't count. In actuality, it does not count. But one interesting thing about that, you see, I got married on the playground during recess. A lot of us back in the days, we had a lot of fun things we did, when we was in elementary school. The interesting thing about that entire marriage, we never had kids and we never went on a honeymoon. And guess what? That marriage lasted one long whole week. That's right. The marriage lasted a whole week. And in actuality, as children, that's like forever when you think of like dog years or how they calculate dog years. And what I want to get at is this here. And that is, don't let your condition determine your position. No matter where your marriage is at, there is always and there is still hope. My wife has this phrase she always says, we believe in marriage. And we do believe in marriage. And I will tell you this here, no matter how difficult your marriage gets, don't give up, for we encourage you to stick and stay. Seek some professional help if you need to do that. You see, I had a playground marriage and a playground wedding. No kids, no honeymoon. I don't even think we kissed. But here we are, elementary school students it was play. Like that Monopoly money. You buy houses, you do different things, and you're learning different things. But it wasn't real. It was just, the opportunity to play around. But here it is. We are all married, or if you're dating, or if you're engaged, or in that relationship, we have to take it very seriously, because we know those times of difficulty, as we kind of alluded to in a previous episode, they're going to come. So when we look at our relationships, we need to start out right. Now, my playground wedding only lasted literally a week. So when one starts out in a relationship, we see it starts out, has a lot of good sparks. People get married, the relationship has a lot of spark and a lot of fire. So like, the 4th of July, when you see the firecrackers, all the different things going up in the air, and you look excited. I remember the old episode from the Brady Bunch, and I think one of the kids was on a date, and they closed their eyes and they kissed each other, and sparks flew and all those different things. The fireworks, that's what the word I was looking for. Couldn't get that out of my head. But the sparks are always there in the early stages of the relationship and the early stages of the marriage. So if you take 2 lighters and you light them with one hand, then you drop one of the lighters in a glass and pour a little bit of water in, and you know what's going to happen? It's going to go out. And that's what marriages are like. You know what I mean? You put a little bit of water, it's going to go out. Anxiety comes in, the momentum of different things come into the relationship, and the stresses of the relationship come in. Now let's go back to what I said earlier. Don't let your condition determine your position. Because if you let your condition determine your position, you're going to say, hey, I want out. Sometimes that water gets poured on the relationship very heavily. But you got to know what you got to do. You got to reach in and try to light it up. You got to reach in and light up. You cannot forget the sparks that got you started early on in the relationship. Think about that. Sometimes you got to go back to those first early moments, or, as a Christian, think about those early days when you came to the faith. What was it like? Sometimes we forget. You be a Christian so long you get complacent. And we don't want you to become complacent as a believer. And we don't want you to become complacent in your marriage relationship, because what can happen is it gets stale, and what happens is you get stuck. And that's something we're going to talk about in a latter episode down the road. So this is what happens when you live a long life or you have a long marriage. Sometimes the spark goes out. You got to be creative to keep that spark going. One of the things that we do, all of us, on our automobiles, what do? We go ahead and get a tune-up. And the tune-up is valuable for the life of the motor vehicle. And the tune-up, a lot of different things happen. They change the spark plugs. They change the wires on the spark plugs. Because the life expectancy of the vehicle can possibly be determined by regular maintenance. So here's the question I ask of you. When was the last time that you went in for some maintenance for your marriage relationship, for your dating relationship, and for your engagement? Some of you may have been dating 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Some of you may have been engaged that long. It might be time to get married, possibly. That's a long time. But you need to get a tune-up. The tune-up is going to be valuable because it's going to help the life expectancy of the relationship, the tools and the resources. So what I want you to do today, I want you to email us at info@mlbspeaks.com. And when you email us, ask for some of the free resources. You can direct message us on any of the social media handles. LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of them, Twitter. Send us a DM and we will get the information over to you. We keep everything private. You ain't got to tell us anything about what you're doing. So, because we want to see that you be successful and have a strong marriage, because that's what God wants you to have, a strong marriage. And you know what? We're going to stand with you because we want to see that you get that tune-up. And look out for what we're going to be doing down the road in 2023 with a marriage enrichment workshop in your area. So, with that being said, I'm Martin. My wife Nell's not here. Thank you for tuning in, and have an awesome week, day, weekend, or night.